Hello, welcome to Torquato English Center. Today, we're going to deal with passive voice. What happened? Miss Leung took Brian's book. The sentence is in the active voice. Now, Brian's book was taken by Miss Leung. The sentence is in the passive voice. Miss Leung here is the doer of the action, the subject. So in the passive voice, the doer, okay, in this case Miss Leung, becomes the agent. Miss Leung, the subject in the active voice, and Brian's book is the subject in the passive voice. Okay, here is we want to what we mean is where we put the emphasis, whether on Miss Leung or on Brian's book. That is to say, we put the emphasis either on the doer of the action or the receiver. Now, we have to pay attention to the verb. Here, the verb is in the simple past. So, in the passive voice, we have to put the verb to be in the same tense as the main verb. So in this case, Brian's book was. And then the verb that we have here in the active voice, we have to put it in the past participle, okay? So we say was taken. Passive voice. What are you going to learn? When to use passive voice, structure of passive verbs, and passive verbs in tenses. When do we use passive voice? When the receiver of an action is the emphasis. When it is not necessary to mention the doer of an action, and when the doer of an action is not known. When the receiver of the action is the emphasis, example, look, a mermaid was found by the fishermen. What is the main message of the sentence? As the emphasis is on the mermaid, we start the sentence with a mermaid to attract readers' attention to the receiver of the action. Example, this table is reserved for Hong Kong people. As the emphasis is on the table, we start the sentence with this table to attract readers' attention to the receiver of the action. When it is not necessary to mention the doer of the action. Example, I was born in August. Is it necessary to mention who gave birth to you? Who else would it be if not your mom? As the doer of the action is understood, we can omit it and start the sentence with the receiver of the action. That is to say, I. When the doer is not known. Example. Miss Loan's diamond ring was stolen. Who stole the ring? We do not know who stole the diamond ring. So, the doer is not known. Instead of starting the sentence with somebody, that is to say, somebody stole Miss Loan's diamond ring, we can omit the doer of the action and start the sentence with the receiver of the action. That is to say, Miss Loan's diamond ring. Structure of passive verbs. Syntactic structure. In the active and in the passive. Example, eats, is eaten. That is to say, here the verb, in the passive voice, we use be plus the past participle. Note, be is changed according to the tense of the sentence, the number, singular or plural, of the subject of the sentence. Passive verbs in tenses. Present tenses. Tenses. In the present simple, in the active voice, it is eats, but in the passive is eaten. In the present continuous, in the active voice is eating, and in the passive is being eaten. Then in the present perfect, we say has eaten, and in the passive has been eaten. Past tenses. Now try to complete the following table. Tenses, past simple, ate, past continuous, was eating, and past perfect, had eaten. Answers. Okay, past simple, ate, in the passive is was eaten. Past continuous, was eating, was being eaten. And past perfect, had eaten, in the passive voice is had been eaten. Future tenses. Please complete the following table. Tense, future simple, in the active is will eat, and in the passive, answers. Will eat becomes will be eaten. Now, let's do this practice. Rewrite the sentences below by using passive voice. The janitor cleans our classroom every day. Japan exported millions of cars last year. Mr. Chan will feed his dog on canned food. Answers. Our classroom is cleaned. You can omit the agent or not. Okay, every day. Millions of cars were exported from Japan last year. Mr. Chan's dog will be fed on canned food. So, you have been taught when to use passive voice, how to form passive verbs. Congratulations!